Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nurshazan Nabila binti Nur Ihsan and I will be initiating this group discussion. Before we start, I will brief a little bit about the history of Sharia governance framework. The Central Bank of Malaysia, which is Bank Negara Malaysia, introduced the Sharia governance framework SGF in 2010 and required all Islamic financial institutions to fully implement in 2011. Now, we go further about what is Sharia governance. The term Sharia governance consists of two words, which is Sharia and governance. Sharia can be translated simply as Islamic law or Islamic rulings or way of life. However, Sharia has very detailed meanings in Islam. Technically, it is defined as the laws that Allah SWT revealed to Prophet Muhammad SAW in the Quran and Sunnah. Next, governance means the action or manner of governing a state and organization. Hassan 2010 defined governance as the style or way an organization, institution or corporation is guided, steered and controlled. Consequently, the definition of Sharia governance framework should be reflected in terms of Sharia as well as governance. Hence, the IFSB 10 defines Sharia governance in the context of the IFIs as a set of institutional and organizational arrangements through which Islamic financial institutions ensure that there is an effective independent oversight of Sharia compliance over the issuance of relevant Sharia review. I think that's all I can explain about what is Sharia governance framework. Alia, may I know what is the objective of Sharia governance framework?
Of course, Shaza, every organization or framework has their own objective. Same goes to Sharia governance framework. The first objective is outline the function relating to Sharia review, Sharia audit, Sharia risk management, and Sharia research. Next, provides comprehensive guidance to the board, Sharia committee, and management of IFI in discharge its duties relating to Sharia. And last but not least, sets out the expectation of bank to ensure all business operations are in Sharia compliance. Now, I will continue with the comparison between Sharia Governance Framework 2010 and Sharia Governance Framework 2019. As you can see at the table, on it is the discussion about board's oversight, accountability and responsibility. For SGF 2010, it is generally focused on upholding the overall Sharia Governance Framework and Sharia compliance of the Islamic financial institution. While for SGF 2019, it is more detailed, which includes focus on policy approval, oversight and implementation of Sharia Advisory Council and Sharia Committee advice, internal control environment, and implementation of Sharia governance by their senior management. Fahima, can you explain about Sharia governance framework model?
Of course, Alia. So basically, Sharia governance framework has their own model. This is the model that I talked about just now. To make it short, they are board, Sharia committee, management and other Sharia compliance and research function. The first one is Sharia risk management control function, Sharia review function and Sharia audit function.
Is it the Sharia governance framework happen in reality business?
Thank you for the question, Alia. So, to relate in the reality life, we choose Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT as one of the listed Sharia compliance company that follows Sharia governance framework. When you take a look at the logo, it is the same design of logo. Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT is a major shareholder of KPJ Healthcare with a 35.58% direct interest and a 9.63% indirect interest. More details about Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT is the tenants of the properties are operating as specialist hospitals in the healthcare sector, which are permissible activities according to Sharia. Next, the rental income of the Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT are derived from Sharia permissible activities. For example, currently from the operations of specialist hospitals and shall remain guided by the 20% benchmark as determined by the Security Commission of Malaysia for the criteria on rental from non-permissible activities. Furthermore, general compliance where relevant on other requirements as stipulated under the guidelines for Islamic rate. Last but not least, the Shariah Committee members of the Al-Aqar Healthcare Rate has endorsed and approved the Al-Aqar Healthcare Rate scheme to be in compliance with Shariah principles. Lina, how about the importance of observing and preserving confidentially by Shariah Committee?
Thank you, Fahima, for the question. I will explain about the importance of observing and preserving confidentiality by Shariah Committee. Before that, confidentiality means respecting someone's privacy and abstaining from sharing personal or potentially sensitive information about an individual, especially if that information has been shared in confidence. So, the first importance is confidentiality builds trust between employer and employee, and business owners have an obligation to keep staff information secure and trusted. Employees will feel reassured knowing that their personal information is being retained and used appropriately. Next, creating a trusting environment by respecting patients' privacy encourages the patient to seek care and to be as honest as possible during the course of a healthcare visit. Does anyone have anything else to say? Otherwise, I will conclude and end our discussion here. To conclude, this preliminary comparison between Sharia Government Frameworks 2010 and Sharia Government Framework 2019 reveals that the new policy emphasizes on effective management of Sharia non-compliance risks through control function and heightened expectations toward effective Sharia government and culture. That's all from our group. Thank you.